news this morning. Earth's rotational orbit has ceased, leaving parts of the world with a perpetually setting sun. Scientists believe the supernatural may be at play here and are urging the public to avoid exposure to all external light sources immediately. I am told they're fearing what side effects it may cause, and only time will tell. I'm Tom Tucker for Channel 5 News. Stay away from the light.
In a Channel 15 exclusive, Out of the Box scientist Mason Bourne claims exposure to the light source he has dubbed the never-setting sun will have long-lasting effects on the mental state of our population. With reports of hallucinations rising in the past 24 hours, he's either onto something or perhaps ingested something he shouldn't have. That remains to be seen. We'll bring you more on this developing story as light is shed on the never-setting sun theory. I'm Richard Johnson for Channel 15. I'm Tom Tucker with Channel 5 News, and we have a breaking story for you. A competitive news outlet, Channel 15, reported recently that out-of-the-box scientist Mason Bourne was reporting ill effects to the human brain due to exposure to the never-setting sun. We at Channel 5 can be the first to confirm that these reports are indeed true, with insane asylums all over the state completely overrun. The side effects start with mild amnesia and hallucinations and turn into full-blown psychosis. All civilians are urged to stay indoors, stay away from the windows. I'm Tom Tucker. Stay away from the light.
Moving over from the west coast to the east.
With reports of hallucinations rising in the past 24 hours. Breaking news this morning. Earth's rotational orbit has ceased. These reports are indeed true. With insane asylums all over the state completely overrun. The side effects start from mild amnesia and hallucinations. External light sources immediately.
Keep your doors locked and your windows shut.
Competitive news outlet Channel 15 reported recently that out-of-the-box scientists competitive news outlet Channel 15 reported recently that out-of-the-box scientists all over the state completely overrun. The side effects start with mild amnesia and hallucinations are urged to stay indoors and stay away.
Breaking news this morning. Earth's rotational orbit has ceased.
Hallucinations, amnesia, and psychosis. And your windows shut.
Side effects start with mild amnesia and hallucinations.
So this is probably going to be the only video I ever make while I'm wearing some pajamas, but this is the behind the scenes of the recent little short film I did for the Nanlite 720B with this little guy here. So this is obviously the first set. This is the bedroom, this is the wake up scene. Right now it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is beating down pretty hard outside. There is no warm light at all. So what we've gone and done, we've got the Nanlite 720B out the window, shooting at 27,000 Kelvin, pumping straight through the window at 100% with the reflector that comes with the light. So that fills the whole room with a nice warm light. And for this scene right now, for me talking, I do have a 460 at 5600, so there's a bit of light on me and I don't look terrible. So that's why right now it probably doesn't look super golden, but in the final scene, it really does. Over this side, we've got ourselves a gold reflector and a Nanlite PavoTube 30C. There's another PavoTube just down here as well, and that's just kicking a little bit of light onto that curtain where I couldn't get rid of some of the blue from outside, so that's just filling in all the gaps. So here's what the scene looked before any light treatment, and here's what it looks like now. Now, because I'm a one-man person filming this whole thing, I've kind of broken this whole short story down into 3 different things. We've got our different scenes, and inside each scene, there's going to be the actions that we make. And I'm going to film every action from 3 different spots. So I've obviously got the filming across the bed, there's going to be the top down, and then there's going to be from the right hand side of the bed, the more detail oriented stuff. So for this video, I am absolutely everything from start to finish. I'm the talent, I'm the cameraman, I'm the lighting, the audio, everything. So to make it easier for myself, I've broken it down into a few steps. The first thing I'm going to do is set the camera up on the sticks and get the composition that I want. Once I'm happy with the composition, I'm going to go ahead and set all the lighting to make sure it looks just how I want it to. Once my scene looks just how I want it, the composition, the lighting, it's all there, I'm going to go through and I'm going to film the first take from my first angle. Then what I'm going to do is leave all the lights in the same spot, film the whole sequence again from the next angle. I want to get 3 different angles of most things, so I just need to make sure I do the same action 3 different times to make sure I come out with enough angles to cut from, scene to scene. So for the bedroom shot here, I've crossed off the across the bed angle first, and now I need to do 2 more angles, one from the top and one from the right hand side of the bed. And then it's about time for this guy's screen debut. So now we're on the other side of the bed. We haven't changed the lights at all. We've got the Satchel Flowtech 75, and on that I've got the Moser Slipod Pro. That's actually booming our camera, which is a little bit de-rigged because don't want to put too much weight up there. We've already got sandbags here and sandbags on the video head, so try and minimize every bit of weight that we can. That's shooting down, getting us our angle, and what I've done, I've actually got our long HDMI cable, which I normally use for car rigging, and that is plugged into the Ninja, which is just over here, and that's making sure that when I'm there, I can monitor and make sure that I can see myself in the frame. Now, when I was recording the little news snippets that I'm watching on Instagram, I said 8 o'clock in one of them, so what I had to do on my phone, I had to go into time, change it to 7:59, so then every time I set the alarm, I can set it for 8 and it'll come up on the screen saying it's 8 o'clock in the morning, it's time to get up. So this is what the final shot ended up looking like. I'm really hoping the light touching the curtains is coming up accurately on camera, because if you have a look at this has got our 720B out here shooting through here, but if we come over to my studio, which is a complete mess, this is the natural outside, and even if I turn off those lights, it's still a really cool light. If we come back over here, we can see a little bit of creative lighting can go a whole long way. Did you nail that? Did you nail that for me? I think you might have.
First try.
Stations arriving in the past 24 hours.
So this is our scene, and no doubt I'm pretty dark in this shot because it's not lit for me, it's lit for our scene. We've got the 720B acting as our sun outside that window shooting through. We've got it all flagged out, pretty much the same setup from the bedroom, just moved it a couple windows down, and here we are. We've got a PavoTube here at 2700 Kelvin, just so you can see me here and throw a little bit more of that warm light around. Also got a Forza 300 behind us with the Fresnel. That's shooting at 15% into a gold reflector, which is giving us a nice little bit of extra little light in the corner. If I turn that off, you'll see it's not doing a ton, but it's these little things that really bring your scene to life. So let's turn that off again and we'll go back on. So I'm gonna have to start shooting this scene, and this is how it turned out.
All over the station before you maybe like the side effects stuff. I'll download them and
Keep your locked and your windows shut.
So this is the shot where I start screaming out the window, start slapping myself, and I actually kind of like the shot. I think the frame looks really awesome. We've still got the Forza 720B in the exact same spot. We haven't really moved it all day. It's gone back and forward a little bit depending on what angle I want it in, but more or less 90% of the time it's been in the exact same spot. Just been moving these little PavoTubes around depending on where I want the little accents, the little hits of light, and that other Forza 300 with the Fresnel shooting into that gold reflector has stayed the same the whole time. Just the intensity of light has changed a little bit. So all day these curtains have given us a real nice amount of diffusion for light coming into the room, but for this scene where I kind of scream out the window, they actually give a nice bounce. There's getting quite a hard light here from the light just outside, but that's bouncing back into my face and kind of lighting up the other side. So it looks really cool. But these curtains are normally over here, and it was a little bit awkward to try and pull them across and try to slap my face without them kind of falling back. So what I had to do, get an apple juice container and just weight the curtains down. So if you've ever seen this page, Shitty Rigs on Instagram, that is exactly what this was. This is the apple juice container that's holding the curtains back so they don't fall through here. But you can't actually see this gap on the main camera over here. So that's pretty cool. Just a little trick of the trade. Now for the camera in the fridge, obviously it's the easiest trick in the book, everyone does it, but This one, because I had the camera fully rigged out, I had to deconstruct it. So I've got the mic and I've got the Ninja over here. So everything fit in pretty nicely. And to light this, all I used was 2 different PavoTubes. So came out pretty good, I think. I haven't seen the final clip yet, but I think it came out good. This is our bathroom scene. No doubt the audio is going to be terrible, but let's just bear with it for now. We've got the 720B shooting at 2700 Kelvin coming straight through here. I've got a 30C PavoTube down here and one up here. These just giving a little bit of extra fuel light and a bit of accent light, and that's taking the scene from looking like this to this. This lighting will stay fairly similar to this for the rest of the bathroom shots. Obviously, sometimes one of these lights might be in a scene, so for that shot, it will actually be removed. So this is my janky homemade tripod setup for this shot. For the front on, my tripod wasn't going to fit, so I just chucked it on the empty box. So sometimes you just got to make do with what you've got. So I hope you enjoyed that little behind the scenes video of that short film that I made. I just need to say straight off the bat, sorry about the quality of the upload. I'm absolutely bummed out about it. I spent 2.5 weeks making this thing and it was a lot of work, and the last 3 days, morning, day and night, has been exporting different codecs, adding noise, taking away noise, adding this, adding that, and just trial and erroring them up to YouTube. And every single one just looks like absolute pus. It looks absolutely clean on my screen. I have no idea why. I got it like maybe 15 or 20% better on the final upload, but it still just looks like absolute junk. So I'm sorry about that. I should put that on silent. Even like ProRes 422, like 20-30 gigabyte files look absolutely junk. So I think I uploaded like over 300 gig to YouTube. So it is what it is, because it's not what it isn't, and it is what it is. That's it. Anyway, I had a lot of fun making this video. It was really cool because I don't normally do that narrative style of filmmaking, so it's definitely something I'd like to do more of. Really fun, really enjoyed it, but it's not easy when you're doing absolutely everything. You're setting the camera, you're setting the lights, you are trying to act, you're making sure audio is good, like trying to do it all is pretty tough. So a few things I learned from this whole process of making this short film. A, narrative filmmaking is actually really fun, and it's something I'd definitely like to do more of. The second thing, tripods are super underrated. Having tripods and just locking in your composition, making sure lines are straight, composition is perfect, super awesome, and it definitely is underrated, especially in a world where people just run around with gimbals all day. So I really learned to appreciate my tripod, which was really cool. This whole film was all on sticks except for one shot, so let me know if you know which one that was. The other thing I really took away from this was probably my first experience of really using raw codec. So I have used it in the past, but this one I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to shoot this whole thing in raw. So I used the Atomos Ninja V on the Sony a7S III, and it just came up looking absolutely amazing, I think anyway, on the on the version that I can see. Raw just saves absolutely every bit of detail. You're going to find it hard to clip, coloring, everything, absolute joy to work with. So it's huge file sizes, don't get me wrong, but I definitely think there is a time and place, and certain projects I absolutely intend to shoot more raw in the future.
Raw dogging some randoms.
So like I said, the a7S III was the camera that captured this whole sort of little short film, and I used the 2470 G Master version 1 for every single shot except for one, which was the 1635 G Master. Once again, let me know if you knew which one that was. If you want a whole breakdown of my camera setup in the future, do let me know, because that's a fun little video I might be able to do at one time. So if you like that, get around it. And if you did enjoy this or the little short film, please give these videos a big fat thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Those two actions, honestly, are so bloody helpful. Unless you make these videos, you'll never understand. It's the best thing you could possibly do for us. Anyway, my name's Jed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.